Ladies and mother effing gentlemen, this is Zippy Sadila. Whew. This is what you've been waiting for. Let's get it. Let's get negative. No, I'm just joking. Shout out to MT versus the world. But yeah, Moon in Gemini, Sun in Taurus. We just got off the apex of the new moon. Just like we had a new moon at the very end of Aries, which was the second new moon, now this new moon is at the end of Taurus. So let's actually break down how phenomenal that is. All right. By the time the moon ends out of Gemini, the sun will be 0 degrees Gemini, as it's 29 degrees right now. And then we're going to have the moon in Cancer with the sun at the beginning of the Gemini, manifesting the sincere emotional understanding of this enlightened transit that's going to rebrush our understanding and awareness of magic. This enlightenment city. Shout out to the angels. Shout out to Taurus. All right. Thank you for guiding us through this season. Y'all, I will always believe are underrated, underestimated. I mean, y'all get your props. But anyway, it is what it is. We just finished 4 weeks of sowing seeds with the new moon after Aries. Coming through the moon in Leo, the seeds sprouted. We integrated our worth and value through understanding social context of our individual worth. Moon in Scorpio eclipse, we harvested the wisdom of that worth. This is the equivalent of understanding where on your plot of land, Taurus, you struck oil. Then up into the moon in Aquarius, you understood the knowledge of what the value of what this oil is. You also understood how to convert the pure element into something that could be sold. I love using this example of a dictator, or I can't believe I keep forgetting his name. Not Che Guevara. Maybe it was Cuba. Maybe it was Fidel Castro. I'm going to assume it was Fidel. If it wasn't Fidel, please correct me. Okay, I want to get this right. But based on this example, Fidel Castro took over Cuba, kicked out the American scientists because he wanted to keep things within. Now, the consequence of that is all of the engineers and people who knew technology were outsourced. They were foreign. And so based on that wisdom, Fidel did not have anyone in Cuba who knew how to use their oil. So Fidel Castro was just sitting on heaps of petrol that now they couldn't convert into gas. That's the difference between Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus. The conversion process, understanding the knowledge through Aquarius to take what's at Scorpio to be marketable and sold in Taurus. Okay, that's your core inner self versus materializing it. Cool. So after the completion, where we completed the transit in Taurus, moon in Aquarius, this was like about a week and a half ago. Then the moon coming back into Taurus is, all right, since the full moon where we harvested those seeds, now that we struck oil, now that we understand the knowledge of what that oil is worth, after the bidding war of what gas stations want to invest in our oil, this new moon in Taurus is you officially bringing your value to these gas stations. We have just prepared the entire Taurus season to plant on this fertile ground. I'm calling this the promised land. The eclipse with the North Node and Uranus is the promised land of fertile ground where you build your own autonomy. Taurus gets their profits from the ground up. We get it out the mud. Shout out my Taurus rising. Shout out to Taurus moons. Shout out to Taurus suns. Okay. And the reason why this is important is in assessing and appraising the value of everything you're worth, this helps you break away from peer pressure, social expectations, where on the other end, you don't want to get so, wrapped up in your ego. You don't care about other people, but you don't want to be so wrapped up on what other people think you lose value of your worth. Pause for dramatic effect while I do some Virgo porn. All right, that being said, the reason why this is so important is one mechanism and ability that I'm highlighting this is instant manifestation. You're strengthening the quality of your value that's been at work for years, but now at this crucial point with the North Node, let's use an analogy of being able to manifest instantly. This whole Taurus season where you working at the weeds of your subconscious to unravel anything that was contrary to what you're worth. This will get in your way of manifesting your intentions through action and through just deciding that you have what you have. Anything that came up that really challenged you to really affirm this with your thoughts, you've now unraveled. So that now we've come back to do the new moon in Taurus where it's unraveled, whereas you were, you know what I'm saying, intending for a picnic basket, and 5 days later, the picnic basket comes. And based on that work and perfection, we've come back around, picnic basket, instantly. Remember, the power of now is the conviction of your own intent and will to know without a doubt that what it is you are intending for has happened and is here now, whether you see results or proof of it. I know that's weird. If you're delusional with this, the better, okay? But personally, what's really key about this are the actual results that come from this sense of discipline. All right, and I don't mean that in the sense of you have to do work, but you have to discipline yourself not to maintain that old story and the old doubts and all that other bullshit, because you're an infinity here. You're worth infinity. Doesn't matter if your real net worth value doesn't reflect that. You know what's within first. Whether people think that's corny or not or cool, these broke people only have money. So remember, we're tapping into magic here. This is the next frontier of human conscious evolution that science is going to pretend they catching up to. Anyway, that being said, after we've transcended this understanding in Aries, it's very important we really illustrate the significance of this new moon happening at the very end of Taurus. This is the launching pad for you through Gemini season to experience instant manifestation. So you are instantly manifesting the past 30 days, but Gemini season is going to provide the awareness for you to actually perceive the causality. This is where you're going to experience instant manifestation so that through Gemini season, you can now develop spells and techniques. Because, now that you know you can instantly manifest, which is all about Taurus teaching you what is worth it and valuable to you. Taurus season was not about the technique and ability of manifesting. That's Gemini. Taurus season was about the internal values that enable you to even do that, so that when you're intending for something, you're not clashing within on what you really want. We dealt with that. Aries, Taurus, Gemini is where the magic happens. And this moon in Gemini is preparing us to enter Gemini season by having us understand the enlightened quality, the true understanding, moon in Gemini, of this final sense of our value with which, relative to when we started the transit, where we might have had doubts, we don't have any doubts anymore. Remember, the full moon in Scorpio, the harvest of this transit for instant manifestation, I was in my living room like, you know what? I feel like I'm going to go to Cali. I don't know why, but I'm going to Cali. And in less than 4 hours later, my Scorpio friend calls me like, hey, we having a ceremony. Bring your ass to Cali. And I was like, oh, that's what that was. I didn't go to Cali anyway. I actually had to go. I didn't know that at that day, my good friend, shout out to Shauna, bought me tickets to see Lovers and Friends, but still doesn't change the fact that that was instantly manifested. And, I didn't let my attachment to what I thought things were supposed to be mess things up. I just adapted. We can still adapt. So the moon in Gemini is going to provide angelic, enlightened understanding of what to think and where to focus your mind to manifest instantly. The new moon was at 28 degrees, 2, 8, 10 of manifestation. That's a Taurus degree. So you have to be very careful that you really want what you wish for or you want what you intend. You be, do, and then have. So if you're still trying to, the power of now, if you're saying, I have $500 and now you're waiting for it and you're looking for it, that's not instant manifestation. That takes conviction. It's not anything you're trying to do. You're not attached to the results. You know that your word and intent was final. The moment you thought it, you had it. That's the difference between a master versus someone who thinks it and is now doubting with their thoughts, wavering like, wait, is it coming yet? If you do that during Gemini's a dick. Gemini's a dick. Gemini will fuck with you. The wind blows here and here and here. So Gemini is a 7-year-old kid, and you have to get a 7-year-old kid's respect. You're not going to get a 7-year-old kid's respect by wavering and being like, well, I said this, but I don't know if this is going to happen. Gemini will troll the shit out of you. Okay, versus if you take the Taurus lesson and you have that unwavering thought and these doubts with the Saturn square come through and you're not wavering, Gemini will be like, all right, you're actually really serious about this? Magic's gonna happen, because your word is the expression of your intent, whether thought or expressed. And this is where once you be the being who is already experiencing what it is you want, you don't have to do anything. That was the action. The action you'll do is inspired. You're not gonna have to worry what to do. You take the power back to your center and foundation. So the new moon in Taurus, you could see as awakening with the proximity of Uranus, of extra dimensional energy and sudden awakenings, the awakening of your instant manifestation abilities. What does that mean? The peace dealer, yes, I'm talking about myself in third person. The peace dealer wants you to just assume, law of assumption, moving forward. I want you to assume your superpowers have manifested online. Once we do this next year again, Jupiter is here now. So the quality with which your superpowers are aligned is at a much richer, stronger quality. But Jupiter just entered. We're just about to evolve. It's like this Taurus season, you set the pieces in place, and now Jupiter is evolving that to the next level. So if you didn't put in work to set those proper pieces and it was shit, Jupiter's gonna evolve that shit. If you actually made a masterpiece, Jupiter's gonna evolve that masterpiece. It's literally that simple. And this is all based on your hands and the work that you put in, whether it was collaborative or whether it was just by yourself. So I want you to assume that you instantly manifest anything that you truly intend, not think. See, the difference between you thinking something versus actually intending it is a difference that Taurus season taught you. One, you're just thinking freely. The other, there's will and intention behind it. I want you to assume that everything that you intend and will has already happened. And how would you walk and experience based on that? Let the moon in Gemini guide you with this mindset. You're going to understand the truth about the natural quality of these abilities, or the natural worth, the true value of what it is you have effectively stepped into. And as the sun goes into Gemini, this will continue on giving you an awareness of this causality, of this magic, of these dynamics. And once again, the proximity to Uranus is what enables this very powerful sense of you being in a position to come into sudden flash insights that tie together in the light of this consciousness now, everything that you've kind of worked towards to kind of build this. So you want to get super excited, because remember, now you're assuming that it's like, I don't care if you intended for a pink zebra and no pink zebra showed up. You're going to move forward like you have your pink zebra. You see me petting my pink zebra? It's sexy. Say hi, Gertrude. Yes, it speaks English. You didn't hear Gertrude say hi? Oh, you delusional. That's how you gotta be. I'm sorry. Some of you, that's gonna be too much. You're not there yet. I'm sorry. But if you realize that this is the past, this is an illusion, and the kingdom of heaven is within you, you recognize that you can't serve two masters. You can't serve two masters. So anyway, Moon in Gemini is giving you over the next 2 days an intellectual, mental understanding of what you just manifested and activated with the new moon. And once the sun gets into Gemini, it's magic time, baby. It's fucking magic time. Then we're gonna have the new moon in Gemini. It's just gonna be crazy. You get ready for the craziest next 30 days that we about to have in another day. All right. Whew. Other than that, congratulations. Good job for doing that work. Don't take anything less than what you know you're worth for an answer. Don't let people hit you with excuses as they project their insecurity, because they were mad at you before for winning. Now they're going to be livid that you're leveling up past their ability to do anything forever. Welcome to the fucking promised land. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, children and aliens alike. As we step through this portal, the square that the moon in Gemini will make with Saturn will challenge your beliefs again to make sure you've reinforced the right mindset. Don't be wavering now, okay? Now say bye to Gertrude. Gertrude said, nay, peace. Godspeed.